Welcome to Reflections in the Roof. It's Thursday, the 5th of November, and our Moravian passage today is John 12, verses 12 to 19. So a quick recap. We've had this game-changing miracle of Lazarus being raised from the dead. And then a period really where Jesus drops out of public gaze. And except for the dinner with Mary and Martha and Lazarus, he's not really part of the narrative. And yet, people are talking. The gathered nation of Israel gathering for the feast are talking. They're all talking about Jesus. And then today's reading, we have this sudden explosive event of the triumphal entry. So what had happened? Well, in Judaism, there is a theology of resurrection. Traditional Jews will still recite the Amidah, which means standing. It's a prayer recited 3 times a day, since before the time of Jesus. And in that prayer, there's a line that says, "Your loving kindness sustains the living. Your great mercies give life to the dead." And in Judaism, it was understood that in the Messianic age, the dead would be raised. There would be resurrection. And those that were buried in Israel, traditionally, would be raised first. So there was an understanding that someone being raised from the dead was absolutely linked with the Messiah. So this miracle with Lazarus was absolute dynamite. Now, there have been a couple of other accounts in the Gospels of Jesus raising children from the dead, recently died. But there was something different about Lazarus. And remember, Lazarus was dead. Remember that 4 days and the delay that Jesus had before going to the tomb. And John, I think, was talking a few days ago about that tradition of the soul leaving the body after 3 days. So Lazarus was properly dead in the tomb. And there was also something a bit more public about this miracle. It was near Jerusalem, it was near the time of the festival, and we know that people saw that and were to and fro from Jerusalem and had told the Jewish leaders about it. So here, clearly, was Messiah. It's absolutely clear what this meant to those who were Jews. And it's no wonder then that crowds leave the festivities, leave their cherished temple. They literally take the party outside. They flood out of Jerusalem, coming up the hill to meet Jesus on the dusty road. And there's this spontaneous worship assembly so familiar from Palm Sunday celebrations. And then to cap it all, John adds this link to the prophecy in Zechariah 9 about the king, righteous and gracious, righteous and victorious, coming on a donkey to Jerusalem. And that prophecy goes on to herald an age of peace for all nations. Amazing. Now, in other accounts, in Luke, when the Pharisees rebuke Jesus and say, "Stop this noise! This is very out of order." And Jesus says, "If they keep quiet, the stones will cry out." Can you imagine a more inanimate object than a rock? There's no life in it, and yet even a rock would be crying out. That's how amazing this scene was, this eruption of spontaneous worship. I'd just like to pick out a few things in the crowd, really. And first of all, Jesus. I think we're familiar from the last month of political rallies, of that kind of whipping up a crowd into a frenzy of almost worship, adulation certainly. And any political leader worth their salt will see that opportunity and will use that platform. Jesus is silent in this account. He says nothing in John's account at all. He's just riding on a donkey. It's absolutely clear who he is. He doesn't need to say anything. And yet there's no grandstanding, there's no using it as any kind of political leader would. And I love that about Jesus, that confidence in who he is. But then look at the crowd as well. And this is a mixture of those who have been walking with Jesus for years, and they're coming down with Jesus to the festival. And Some of them were perhaps a little bit bewildered by this. We read here that the disciples didn't understand it at all what was going on. And perhaps sometimes when we've been walking with Jesus a long time, we've forgotten the impact of who he is. We've forgotten the impact of our testimony. There are others in the crowd that have seen Lazarus. They've come up, they've seen him alive and in the flesh. They've been talking about the miracle in Jerusalem, and they're just excited. They're really excited. This is something new. This is something to celebrate. There are also those in the crowd that are probably just caught up in the crowd. It's a festival, people are gathered, they're just following where the action is. They don't really necessarily know what's going on. And sadly, there are others whose hearts are really hard. And we see that this finally caps the decision that the Jewish leaders have already made to get rid of Jesus. It's like, look at all these people going with him, we must do something. And I think we all know people who have got that hardness to the gospel. And then the final thing just to say for today is, where is Jesus? Where is Christ in your day today? Where is Jesus working? What is he doing? And just as this crowd surging out of Jerusalem, let's go out to greet him with joy in our hearts, with worship, to be where Christ is at work.